What's up guys? I was thinking about how fast the vehicles are in creative mode. And so I thought we should put it to the test. As you can see, I have lined up a bunch of ground vehicles, and will time how long it takes for them to drive a lap. On this small track I have built. Some vehicles are excluded from this, such as planes and choppers, but the rest will be timed, and at the end of the video I'll show the rankings. So let's just begin with surfboards. And we're off. Most of these will have a timer at the top, however I will time lapse some of the more boring vehicles so that we can get to the good ones. I'm also not allowed to use boost options on any of the vehicles, so this might take a minute. While we're here, if you wanna show any further support towards this channel, my creator code is NovaJ. And shout out to the YouTube members as always. And now we've finished. The surfboard took 1 minute and 58 seconds to complete a single lap. Now let's use a much faster vehicle, the Prevalent. Now, unlike the surfboard, I haven't got much time to commentate. And with that said, the Prevalent is done, with a time of 13 seconds. That's a huge difference. I'm going to quickly time lapse these next few vehicles, so that we can get onto these more interesting ones. We're simply just skipping ballers, quad crashers, drift boards, shopping carts, ATKs and boats. And once this time lapse is over, I'll show the times for each of these vehicles before we move on to the more interesting ones. It's been really cool getting more and more vehicles into creative mode lately. We just got the tanks and battle bus from season 2 recently, and I hope this continues to happen without there being a huge wait for the vehicles. Also, the boat was just as painful as the surfboards. Let this gameplay sink in for a second. Anyway, here are the times for these vehicles. And let's move on to the final bunch. And here are the final vehicles that we're going to test. Starting with the Whiplash. I think it's no surprise that this is one of the fastest vehicles on this list, even with how wide I took these turns. The Whiplash finishes with a time of 11 seconds. Next up is the Bear Pickup Truck. Now this one actually surprised me. I didn't expect this truck to be as fast as it is, and remember it feeling a lot slower. The Bear Pickup finishes with a time of 14 seconds. After the Bear was the Mudflap Truck. Another vehicle that surprised me with its time. I'm not sure why I remember this truck and the pickup truck to be so much more slower than they are, but the Mudflap ended with a time of 14 seconds. Really impressive. The Taxi is up next. Just like the Prevalent, this car finished with a time of 13 seconds. I haven't had much experience with the tank or battle bus, so I didn't really know what times to expect from these final two vehicles. The tank was more difficult to control as it is so large, but it turned really smoothly, so I just had to avoid contacting the corners. And the tank finished with 24 seconds. And finally was the battle bus. This was a lot faster than the tank, and genuinely surprised me that it had a time under 20 seconds. The battle bus finished at 16 seconds. And that wraps up the test. Let's take a look at the final scoreboard. Unsurprisingly, in first place is the Whiplash. And in last is the Surfboard. But I didn't do this to see the fastest and slowest. I did this so we can compare all of these vehicles on the same test to see the difference in speeds. We see many vehicles with a time between 13 to 16 seconds. And we have the boat and surfboard sitting with a time above 1 minute. And with that said, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little experiment. If you wanna see more experiment-styled videos, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.